All right, we got episode number 4 coming at you of Kegger Media Podcast. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Kegger Media Podcast. We're uploading there daily. Here we're trying to go once a week. Every single Wednesday one will be coming out. Sometimes periodically, every so often, we'll be putting shorts out. Make sure to follow along. Something I kind of want to get into is All-Star Weekend is toast. And I'll be honest, people can say all they want about the product's not good. I understand the product's not good, okay? People aren't trying. Skills competition sucks, all that. Inside the NBA crew screwed up. The fact that they go there, I get that the NBA probably told them they had to, games are only going to last this long. You're going to have 30 minutes here, 20 minutes there. It looked unrehearsed, though. I don't think anybody talked to them about what to say. It was awful.
Yeah, no, the whole Sunday night was it was a total mess. From Kevin Hart commentating the whole night to Shaq and Chuck being brought in and not knowing what they were talking about to just taking that 20-minute break during the championship game. The whole thing was just a mess. And like you said, it just felt so unrehearsed and unplanned. Even the Mr. Beast thing coming out and taking 15 minutes and nobody seemed to know when they needed to go to commercial. The whole thing just seemed so unplanned and so unprofessional for a league that's been around for so long and they have an all-star game every year. This was like one of their worst. And I
Yeah.
saw it had the worst viewership of all time besides 2023. It's like when two of your worst years of your whole company's like history are in the last 3 years, it's like something's wrong. Like the NBA is not looking great right now.
No, it was awful. And like you were just saying, is between the different breaks, you're hearing of all these numbers coming out and stuff where was there only like 35 to maybe 45 minutes of actual basketball being played? That's insane. And then you can't even say, oh, well, they had these like little mini games, all that. The only little mini game type thing was Mr. Beast, and that looked unrehearsed. Other than that, it was these people going up and talking. Kevin Hart tries to steal the show. Okay, I get that. And usually Ernie Johnson holds those people accountable. They're all having fun. He's kind of just the mediator, right? He looked unrehearsed, okay? Then you have Shaq over there laughing in the corner as he's messing with Kevin Hart. And I get they have this funny relationship and stuff. But you can't do like those inside jokes when you're on national television that no one's really understanding or getting, okay? Kevin Hart, I don't know how he's gotten. I get he's a big basketball fan, but this has been going on for years where he's putting himself into the NBA. Okay, he's associated with so much of it, but yet it's turning out to be worse as the years are going on. I think something has to change. I don't know what it is. And I don't think they can get rid of All Star Weekend. Okay, the fans like it. I get the whole breaks and things like that. But the fans enjoy things, okay? We enjoy that Saturday night. Growing up, we used to watch it and stuff. But what has to happen for it to improve? Because the inside the NBA crew that everybody loves sucks.
Yeah, yeah. A few things. I think you need to just focus on the basketball. Like that, they're trying to switch to like this comedy entertainment aspect, but it's like basketball is already so entertaining, and that's where your core audience is coming to watch. It's to watch basketball. So you really got to focus on that. And everyone thought with this new format, oh, 3 games instead of one. But when you look at the total points scored, we actually got like half as much basketball as we do in a normal All Star game. So we got 3 games, but we got less actual play time. Like you said, it was only about 35 to 40 minutes out of a 3+ hour production. So I think you really got to focus on that. And then we just got to get rid of some of the repetitive Kevin Hart. It's so overdone. The Shaq teasing Charles Barkley and teasing Kevin Hart, roasting the players. That's so overdone. It was funny when it first started, but we've seen it so many times. It's so old. Let's just focus on the basketball. And
Yeah.
then the third thing, I would say, I don't think we need to have a whole All-Star weekend. I think we could break it into 2 days, maybe do a celeb game and a Rising Stars challenge the first day, and then do the slam dunk, the three-point contest, if we want to keep the skills challenge. But do all those maybe interspersed between the All-Star games. There's no, there's not enough entertainment aspect to do 3 full days of coverage.
Yeah.
I think we could squeeze that all into 2 3-hour productions, Saturday and Sunday, and it'd just be a lot more enjoyable to watch. There's a lot more content, and not so much fillers, not so many ads, just more focused on the basketball and the actual entertainment part of it.
Yeah, and like getting to know the players a little bit more, okay? Or just doing things cuz it was horrible. And I think something that makes it even worse though is the fact that Draymond Green is going on prior to it, during it, throughout he was doing it prior to the All-Star game, during it, is destroying the own product that he helped destroy. I mean, it's during his time period that we're seeing the lowest viewership, okay? So, Draymond, you can sit here and talk all you want, but there's no way he can sit up there and call out young players who are just going there because they're told to play on that Friday night, earn your thing for Sunday. The NBA's trying to do something different, and for him to bash it as much as he did on that Sunday, I think is ridiculous for Draymond Green. We understand those people that were the fourth team on that All-Star Sunday, they're not All-Stars, Draymond. Okay, we get that. Okay, but him going on and saying they should be playing against All-Stars, they haven't deserved that, they haven't done this. It's like, well, Draymond, these years prior, viewership keeps going down. They obviously are going to try something different to get it going up. I think it's insane at what Draymond goes on these insane rants, and then he doesn't even bring up the entire time he's talking about it. He can't even bring up the fact that, hey, also the entertainment portion sucked too, Draymond. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
talk about having a little more basketball, doing stuff. Don't bash the players. I hated how he went after the players on this.
yeah. I think that's one of the biggest downsides of inside the NBA too is how much they focus on just down like going after the players. It's like that's your whole product. You should be building these guys up. Don't break them down. But like you said, Draymond calling out the rising stars for getting to participate in Sunday night. It's like that's kind of the point is that they don't deserve to be there. So all these other teams are going to play so much harder to beat them, and the end
Yes.
product should be better. Like we've seen over the last 10 years what happens when you just put the guys that are supposed to be there. They don't care. The game doesn't matter to them. But when you put a bunch of rookies, a bunch of second years, even maybe some G Leaguers out there, they do care. They haven't played many games against Steph Curry or LeBron. They're going to go out there and give it 100%. And it'll be more entertaining to watch than that championship game when you have a bunch of people that have been in 10 All-Star games. One team wins 40-20, and nobody really cares the whole game. It's
Yeah,
like
nobody
that's the
was caring.
point
The
to
best game that
drive.
we saw was the
Yeah,
OGs against the rookie second year players um, because they were like, wait, this is actually getting kind of close. We got to play hard.
yeah,
Well, the championship comes. None of them actually cared, okay? The OGs are tossing it up. The other team is. The only one who was truly out there looking like he was trying, which has kind of changed my perspective on this guy. Victor Wembanyama is the man. Okay,
yeah,
he will give 120%. That guy's out there to give his heart, and I think that's what Draymond's kind of missing is he forgets who pays his bills. Okay, yes, your owner does, but where does your owner get this money from? He gets it from viewerships, from us.
yep,
Okay, and the fact that you can sit there and bash the players that we actually kind of want to see this product, do this. We just want you guys to play hard. That's all it comes
yeah.
down to.
No, I love the effort from Victor. Even at the end, I think they were down 38-21. It's like there's a 0% chance that they're going to win that game. Like there's no way you're going on a 20-0 run against that OG team.
Mm-hmm.
But still, Wembanyama was playing defense. He was getting mad at his team when they weren't playing defense on that final play when Tatum won the game. So it's like you love to see that, especially from such a young guy. And it's like
Yeah.
the league's looking for the next face of the league. And it's like if Wembanyama's bringing that type of play to an All Star game, like imagine him in the playoffs. Like he literally
Un-
could be the next face of the league just on how hard he plays the game and how good he is. Um, but going back to the Draymond thing, that just does not make sense to me. Why the NBA keeps bringing him on as an analyst? Like he doesn't see the game better than anybody else that's analyzing the game, and he's just so unlikable. I feel like players don't like him, coaches don't like him, fans don't like him. Kind of similar to ESPN with Kendrick Perkins. It's like, what are these networks doing, bringing these unlikable, unknowledgeable guys to analyze your game? And it's not like they're even fun to dislike. They're just annoying. Like Skip Bayless is fun to kind of debate against, but
yeah.
Draymond's just annoying. I don't get it.
And at least like portions of the inside the NBA crew at least have some comedy. They'll make you laugh at certain points, okay? And like I think it's ridiculous. People think it's way more popular than what it is. I don't think a lot of people are going to sit and watch the entire show and realize it's not what it is. But at least they do make you laugh at portions. Draymond doesn't make you laugh. Like you're just saying, he makes you just mad. You just don't
Yeah.
like the guy. And the fact that he goes on, as Steve Kerr's still as young as he is, nothing's been said, and he goes on saying that he has a coaching job to be the head coach of the Golden State Warriors when he's done. That's crazy. The guy's a hothead. The NBA should not want him to be a head coach.
No chance. Especially the Warriors, like management team. Like, why would you want that guy coaching your team? It's like you've seen already some like inner team dilemmas where he punched Jordan Poole. We've seen Steph Curry be annoyed with him even this year. It's like if he can't even control himself around his own team, we've seen what he does with other teams. He leads the league in technical fouls every year. It's like that's going to translate directly to him being a coach too. He's going to take his team out of games over and over by getting in tussles with his own team, getting technical fouls, and just like getting
He's
kicked
going
out
to
of the game.
trade for
So
Rudy Gobert and choke him out.
yeah, yeah.
I could
So
see him
I think
losing
that's
his
a horrible
mind in
idea.
practices. Like what
Yeah.
you're saying, he's crazy. I think the NBA, something has to happen. Why do you think inside the NBA has gotten the love that they do? Where do you think that comes from?
I think it comes from just being likable. I think Shaq and Charles Barkley specifically are just so likable and have been in the mainstream media for 30 plus years. Kenny and blanked on the other guy's name.
Ernie Johnson.
Uh, Ernie. Yeah, they're both likable too. Not as well known as Shaq and Chuck, but I think just the four of them are just so likable and they work so well together. So it makes sense that they were successful. But I really think they benefited from just a few good years up front. But now as just a full-time watcher of the NBA, it's kind of reaching the same level as Kevin Hart, where it just gets a bit repetitive.
Yeah,
I think
do
people are
you think
just
their
so
best
nostalgic
moments
of the
are on
show.
clips that we see on you
Yeah,
go onto
yeah,
TikTok, you see certain things that people are like, it's the greatest show ever. Um,
hundred
when
percent.
in reality, you watch the entire thing, you realize they don't know a lot about the current NBA. Do they know about basketball? 100%. The current NBA, though, they don't know a lot about it, but you're seeing the jokes. Everything that goes viral with them, like when Shaq said the F word the other day, okay, that went
Yeah,
viral, went all over TikTok. It's things like that that everybody falls in love with them, thinking that's what it is, but it's a 6 second clip that you see online.
exactly. It's like you never see Charles Barkley talking about like the third guy off the bench on the Sacramento Kings or talking about the Orlando Magic's six man of the year. Like you'd see them talking about the Lakers and then doing their funny skits, running
Mm-hmm.
to the screen and doing their little jokes. It's like you never see their analysis actually being the main reason for their success. So I get that it's an entertainment show. But yeah, I wish they would focus a bit more on at least knowing the current state of the NBA.
And then talking about star players, okay, that's what All Stars all about. Star players. Um, First off, Steph Curry, they kind of just handed him the MVP, being in Golden State. Whatever, they wanted the big cheer. But speaking of the star players, I think it would be kind of fun if me and you build a little roster against each other. Okay, I want to go. We'll start off with point guards. Go down the list of centers. One by one, we'll choose. I say we start off with a point guard. Who do you think right now, current NBA, starting a team? You get the top five players you want. Who's your point guard that you're starting with?
I'm going with SGA to start. Dude's only 26 years old, averaging 32, 5, and 6, shooting over 50% as a point guard. Uh, he's just been incredible this year. Like, he's a good 2 point shooter, good 3 point shooter, and he gets to the line 9 times a game. It's like he's kind of just that all around package. His teammates like to play with him. I think he's probably number two in MVP right now, right behind Jokic. So I'm taking SGA.
Okay, I think SGA, he was on my list. He was number two, actually. Okay, SGA's having a great year. But I think we're just kind of forgetting about one guy who got to the finals last year, who's getting blasted with certain things. His conditioning may not be good, may be bad, blah, blah, blah. He took a Dallas team last year to the finals, okay? His name's Luka Doncic. He right now is the best point guard in the NBA, okay? You're just forgetting about him because the Thunder, top as can be, Luka's averaging 27, 8, 7.5. His entire career, he's been averaging nearly that. He's literally LeBron James, if not maybe a better scorer. If he were to stay healthy, he'd be the all-time leader in points. The guy's unbelievable. I think being with LeBron, it's going to show even more. But we're forgetting about Luka. I'm going to take Luka as my point guard.
See, I think that's a little crazy. Looking at their stats, SGA shoots the ball 1 time more per game, averages 5.5 points more. Dude's just efficient on a whole different level. And the best ability, availability. SGA's played in all but 1 game. Luka's played in 24 out of his team's 52, 53.
That's this year. I'm
So
taking the,
SGA's
like
on
they
the
say,
court.
buy the stock as they're low. Okay, right now, Luka, this is the lowest we're gonna go. Luka, everybody loves him worldwide, not just domestically. Okay, he's a worldwide guy. Take him to Europe, take him wherever. He's buying jerseys. He's selling jerseys everywhere that you go. On top of that, he's made it to the finals. Don't talk to me about winning. Don't talk to me about efficiency. Don't talk to me about that until you got that dog in you and you can take a team to the NBA Finals. And I'm not even going to put SGA in that category, even if they make it this year, because they have that young core who's unbelievable. Luka had Kyrie. The guy thinks the Earth's flat. Okay, so it's a Luka world.
Let me
We're all
just
just
remind you
living
that
into it.
OKC has the best net rating of all time right now. Their average game, they're winning by 13 points. So their average game is a blowout win. And they have the best record in the NBA. So
And they have the
I'm
best
taking SGA.
roster. And they have the best roster. Okay,
And the
let's
best
move
point
on.
guard.
Shooting guard. Who you taking as shooting guard?
I'll
Who?
let you pick first on this one.
Okay, my shooting guard's pretty easy. This guy got Luka at one. What do you need in number two? Okay, you need a guy to maybe dish it to. You need a guy who's dynamic. You need a guy who's maybe a little confident. Some people call him maybe a little cocky. He's the future. He's Michael Jordan's son. We all truly know it. His name's Anthony Edwards, okay? Anthony Edwards is him. He's averaging this year almost 28, 6, 4.5, shooting more threes, okay? He's going to be the first player, call me on this, he's going to be the first player in NBA history who is going to win the dunk contest and the three-point contest. That boy's shooting way more threes than he did the year prior. Work ethic's unbelievable. How can you up your three-point attempts per game by as much as he has this year? It's by almost like 4.5, and yet he's shooting a better percentage. The guy, his work ethic is crazy. I'm taking Anthony Edwards at my number two.
Yeah, I got to disagree with you on that one. Dude's proven that he can't win in the playoffs, even in the regular season. They're sitting at sixth overall right now, and the dude's just a turnover machine.
How old is he?
He's
He's 23 years old, okay? And we're sitting here talking about he can't win in the playoffs. There's some people who haven't even made it to the playoffs yet at that age. So, okay, keep going. Your turn.
Just saying, he's a turnover machine, averaging 4.5 assists, 3.5 turnovers. That's a horrible ratio.
He's shooting
And I think that
41.4% from three-pointer, and he's shooting 3.5 more threes than he shot. The guy's work ethic is unbelievable. Okay, keep going. I keep interrupting, but you're really just triggering me right now.
I'm taking a proven winner. The dude won on your team, the Utah Jazz. Now he's winning on the Cavs. I'm taking Donovan Mitchell. A nice 24, 4.5, and 5. Shooting the ball well, only turns the ball over 2 times a game, and has the Cavs as the number 1 seed in the East. He's made deep runs in the playoffs in the past, and I expect another
Deep runs.
one this time.
Deep runs. He can't make it past the second round. What are we talking about? Deep runs. You just talked about not being able to win. He had the Jazz, a top seed in the West, and they lose in the first round of the playoffs against
Yeah,
the
he
Houston
carried
Rockets.
that team. Who do they
Carried.
have besides him and Rudy? He
Okay.
carried that team.
And then to a great record, right? But then you can't beat like the lowest seed in the playoffs. Do you want to talk about that? So yeah, if you're gonna go off winning and losing and not making it in the playoffs, that's crazy that you're going Donovan Mitchell. Claps to you for taking the guy, but I'll just let you know he's gonna disappoint you in the long run.
I like my chances with Donovan Mitchell. Right now, I'm sitting with the number 1 seed in the West, number 1 seed in the East. You're sitting mid seeds in the West. So I like my odds so far.
Okay, what kind of small forward you choosing this time around, huh?
This is an easy choice. I was doing some research. There's not a whole lot of small forwards in the league nowadays, except for the greatest player of all time. I'm taking LeBron James, uh, having a great year at age 40, and there's just no competition. It's easy. LeBron James is one, and the gap from 1 to 2 is huge. So if you have a different answer, I think you just don't know ball.
Okay, that's insane. You okay? You said the gap is huge from 1 to 2. That's nuts. I'm taking the guy who is literally a mix of every player. We just saw it from last year when he's hollering out Kevin Garnett's call. He's got Kobe's picture. He's got Michael. He looks like Michael holding the trophy. He did it all last year. His name's Jason Tatum. He's coming off a championship. Okay, so I have a point guard who played him in the finals. Now I got Tatum, who won the finals. And the fact that you're sitting here saying that LeBron James is going to be in your current starting five, I get it. He's having an unbelievable year. The greatest year we'll probably ever see at that age. I don't see how anyone's ever going to top that because it is crazy. But but you do remember I said currently, okay? Right now Jason Tatum is the best small forward. And I would actually my number 2 behind Jason Tatum, I would go Kevin Durant. My third would maybe be LeBron. But I'm taking Jason Tatum, number my small forward. That's an easy answer. I cannot believe you actually chose the old man.
I think that's fair. Basketball Reference does list Tatum and KD both as power forwards this year, so that's why they weren't on my list.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but I think the gap between those three is close. I'm still taking LeBron over either of those two. Just his track record with winning and consistency and bringing teams below that shouldn't be in the playoffs, bringing them to the top, at least to the finals. I'm taking LeBron any day. So
That's
I stand by my pick, even though Tatum and KD weren't on my list.
okay. No, I respect that. I respect that. Now we'll move on to the power forward. Um,
Yeah, I think this is an easy one too. Um, I think he's the third best player in the league right now. Going with the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, averaging 32, 12, and 6. Just a monster. Um, I'd be surprised if you have a different answer on this one as well.
no, I mean Giannis. I think is. I think we're almost. He's kind of like a Jokic in a sense. We're getting too used to the numbers he's throwing up. After he won the championship, you just kind of forget they're having kind of a down year, but yet now they're starting to win, right? Like they started off bad, they're getting it back. Giannis, the fact that he can shoot over 60% from the field, not he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, doesn't need to though. The guy averages over 30 points, gets to the line, gets you rebounds. He has been on a stretch for like the past 8 years averaging over 10, 11 rebounds a game. And talking about somebody who has that dog in him, Giannis Antetokounmpo has that dog. When he's out there playing, if Victor Wembanyama can take a portion of what Giannis has in just that fight mentality down low, Victor's going to be the greatest player of all time. He needs to figure out what steroids Giannis took early in his career
Honestly,
to get the fitness. Go look. Anyone listening to this that thinks Giannis is built because he's just built, no. Go look at year 1 and 2. Okay, something happened to that boy. I don't know what it is. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't think it's close. Best power forward in the game right now. And then moving on to the center, I feel this one. Me and you could have the same one on this one as well. And me and you are kind of both actually similar on the center position when it comes to how much we respect this guy.
oh
Okay,
yeah,
Nikola Jokic. Um, we when you look at sports and you always think of athleticism, that's the first thing when you think of sports. Okay, you think of the Jordans, you think of the Justin Jeffersons, the Randy Mosses, all these crazy athletes. Nikola Jokic is right up there with him, but he's just not athletic. The guy's unbelievable. You give me your center, but I'm hoping it's Jokic because that guy deserves the most respect in the NBA.
yeah. No, I agree 100%. If we're talking who I want on my team to win a title this year, I'm taking Jokic every single time. He would be my number one pick. If we're talking who I want on my team for the future, I'm going Victor Wembanyama. Dude's averaging almost 4 blocks a game, and he's only 21 years old. He's going to be the future of the NBA. So if I could have them for the rest of their careers, I'm taking Wembanyama. If we're going one season just to win this year, I'm taking Jokic.
Okay, no, I respect that. I'll be honest though. I think even let's say you're choosing this team for the next 5 years. Who would you have at that center position?
I think I'm still going Wembanyama. I think
Wow, I'm
Jokic
going
probably
Jokic.
has.
He just turned 30. He only
I
turned
know,
30
but
years old. The guy doesn't jump a
not
lot. The
every.
guy doesn't get that injured. Okay, Jokic, as long as he doesn't want to head back home and race his horses, that guy's got another 5 years left in him. But I am
That's what I'm
scared.
worried about, though.
He's made a lot of
He
money.
already
He
wants to
could.
go back home and race those horses.
I know. I know.
Like, uh, but I don't know. It's a tough call. It's like just looking at his stats over the last 5 years, he's still ramping up. Like this year, he's averaging almost 30 points. That's the best he's ever had. His rebound numbers are pretty similarly at the highest level. His assists are at like the highest level. His turnovers at the lowest level. So it's like he's having one of his statistically best seasons of his career at age 30, which isn't old, but
And happy
it's kind of
birthday to him.
around the time you
Isn't it
expect it to
today?
start coming down a little bit.
Happy birthday to the big fella. Today's his
Yeah,
birthday. My whole thing with Jokic is we've never seen a player like him ever. Okay, there's those certain players that came around. When Kobe came around, we had seen Kobe. He has that Jordan. Okay, he's that scorer. LeBron. We haven't seen somebody like LeBron before. Jokic is the same way. We have not seen a center stand at the top of the key who doesn't look like he can jump over 6 inches off the ground and throw a no look behind the back pass to a guy cutting, who can grab a rebound, who can make a 3 pointer, who can also just make the game look like it's almost in slow motion. Okay, you
yeah,
watch him
yeah,
play, he what's insane about him is he slows the pace down. No matter who he's playing, it plays at Jokic's pace, which is
yeah.
crazy to see. And he's the most efficient guy. The guy's unbelievable. I don't have enough to say about the guy. I wish
No,
he was in Utah.
efficient is the perfect word. He's an efficient scorer. And then going back to what I was saying about Luca, how he's averaging I think 4.5 assists, 3.5 turnovers, so almost a 1-to-1 ratio. Jokic is sitting at 10 assists and 2 turnovers, so literally almost a 5-to-1 ratio assist to turnover. Like we've never seen levels of that efficient as a ball handler, as a passer either. So it's like he's so efficient as a scorer, but also as a teammate.
Yeah.
It's like we've just never seen
But
that
don't throw
before.
Luca
I
into
don't
this
think we
because
will.
go off usage rate. Here's the thing you're not understanding with Luca, and I'm hating how you're going on this. Luca has the ball in his hands more than anyone in the league. I was seeing that when he went to the Lakers. He was a number one usage guy in the NBA, okay? Over the past season. Him and Giannis, someone else was up there. But Luca has the ball more than anybody, okay? Turnovers are going to come, but it also leads you to the NBA Finals, buddy, okay?
I mean, usage rates are pretty close. I just looked it up. Luca's sitting at about 33%. Jokic at about 30%. So
Exactly, and
maybe a
that
couple possessions
3%,
extra a
that
game.
three, exactly that 3%. You're going after me,
I mean,
gosh. Wait until you see. Okay, you're gonna notice this when it's the Thunder against the Lakers, and guess who's gonna just bully little SGA? Guess who's gonna bully him? Luka Doncic.
he's going to be turning the ball over. If he had as many assists as Jokic, he'd have like 8 or 9 turnovers. That, Luca's going to lose them so many games in the playoffs with his turnovers, with his poor 3-point shooting. The Thunder are going to walk into the finals
Man,
unless
I
Jokic gets in their way.
I disagree with that 100%. I think that's absolutely insane. I think my team would take yours down. No questions asked. But now when we think of all these superstars, okay, and what's going on with that, what's your thoughts when us as fans are watching this? We like talking about superstars. We all like them. Well, out of nowhere, we had them sit out of the All-Star weekend. Okay, there were certain players who sat out. LeBron James, what is your thoughts on that? Where he can just sit out, nobody came in. It's the day before. The guy had to have known. I think there's some sort of weird boycott going on with him. I don't know what the whole thing is, but the fact that he can just do that when we all like seeing superstars is unbelievable.
No, yeah, I mean, it definitely sucks that he didn't play in the game, but I think if anybody in the league has earned the ability to not play in the All Star game if they don't want to, I think it's LeBron. It's like the last time he didn't play in an All Star game, Bronny wasn't even born, and
Okay,
now
but
Bronny's in
earned.
the
What are
NBA.
you earning though when you're playing to a target score of 40? They're not even actually competing out there. What do you mean earned? Earn. What's he
He's
earning?
earned whatever he wants. Like the dude has put in so much to the NBA as a company over the last 2 decades. It's like if he wants to just go out there and shoot the ball every time during a regular season game, he's earned it. Like LeBron, I at this point, I think LeBron just has the green light to do whatever he wants. If he doesn't want to play in an All Star game, fine. You've already made so much money for this company. It's like
Okay, but the company's
LeBron doesn't
still
owe
but
the
the
NBA
company's
anything
still
at this
paying
point.
you. So let me ask you this. You go work for a company, you've put in 30 years at this company. Do you think on that final day you can just go do whatever you want? Because you earned that. You earned to just not do anything on your final couple days, okay? Your final week. You don't I've earned it. No, you haven't earned it. You're still being paid by a company. The NBA's still paying you. They're paying it from viewership like us. We tune in to watch you. The fact that you can say you earned it just because you're doing the work that you signed up for to make all the money you're doing, and you can just choose to sit out, you can choose to do this. No, he should be
I
fined for doing stuff like that.
No, I think so. When you've gone above and beyond for the NBA, LeBron's not just some NBA player who played there 12 years and retired. He's played for 20 years and he's been a top five player basically all those
And they're
years.
still
He
paying
went to the
him because
finals
of
10
that.
times. He's won 4 championships. He is the employee of the month for the last 20 years.
And they're still
It's
paying
like
him
this
because of
dude
that.
built the NBA up. He can do whatever he wants at
But
this
he's still
point, for all I
making that
care.
money because of that. He's still making that amount of money. Now, if he was making like a million, whatever, and people were bashing him and he was going down, he's making the money to be the product to be out there. Okay. The
The
fact
NBA
that
is
he,
making way more off of him than he is off of them.
and that's
The
how it
money
should
that
be.
he
They're a
gets from the
company. They
NBA
have to
nowadays
pay
is chump
people.
change to LeBron.
They
His
have to
companies are bringing
pay.
in so much more than his NBA contract.
Then retire if you can't play anymore. If you're just sitting there to just make your little money on the side and that's it. No, you should be playing because we're paying you to play. Okay, LeBron James is a baby. We got to see it this weekend. He'll never have that dog mentality. And we're starting to realize that more and more. Okay, he little foot injury. But one thing that was fun to see over the weekend was the possibility maybe of a great dunk contest next year. Now, this all happens every year, right? You start hearing people call each other out, this and that. Do you think Mac McClung, though, after his third win, do you think he kind of has maybe inspired some NBA players?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Mac McClung is just, he's revitalized the dunk contest, similar to how Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon did it like 10 years back. When you see a guy just doing what Mac McClung's been doing the last 3 years, it's like, it really does inspire you to get out there and show your talents. So, yeah, I'm excited. I hope to see Ja out there. I hope to see LaVine and Gordon come back. And I think Giannis even talked about maybe coming back. So, yeah, I hope some of these superstars do come, and I really hope the NBA doesn't screw over Mac McClung. I think he's earned a spot in the dunk contest at least
Yeah.
until he loses. So he
Yep.
better be out there next year. But yeah, I think it's time we start bringing in some superstars
Kind of like
because
what you said about
right now it's
LeBron.
not
He's
done.
earned his spot, right? He's
Yeah,
earned, he
yeah,
gets to do what he wants. Yeah.
exactly,
Let's go with the little
exactly. Now you're
Hayden
getting it.
effect. You earned it.
You earned it. You get it. Yeah.
Okay, what's your thoughts on this? We were talking earlier kind of about this, and it's going off of NHL. Where me and you are just starting to get into it, but unbelievable what they've been doing. I'm looking very much to that game tomorrow. Canada, USA. How do you think they can maybe change the NBA and All Star Weekend into something kind of the NHL is doing? The NHL is getting a ton of viewership over this. Of you start putting that country on your back, you start doing something else like internationally, U.S. It seems like something happens. We saw it over the summer with that OG all those old American players go back to the USA and look at what they played for. They're not playing for any money, but they were playing for pride, and we got to see that of Steph Curry making those shots over Victor Wembanyama. Do you think the NBA could maybe do something around that, or do you think what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the All Star game as a whole is just in a tough spot right now where doing a USA versus international would probably help a little bit, but these players are just never going to go even
Yeah,
50% in this game because it's during the regular season and they don't want to get hurt. During the Olympics, it's summertime, they have time to rehab if they were to get injured. So I don't know if maybe we think about rescheduling the All Star game for after the season or similar to the Pro Bowl before the finals. I don't know what the solution is. But I think as long as the All Star game is mid-season, we're always going to run into the issue of players not playing to their full potential. But yeah, I think watching a USA versus international game now with so many international superstars would be awesome. I think that would be a crazy competition, and international probably play is probably better than the United States now, as we saw with the U.S. almost losing in the Olympics multiple times to single countries. Now you put all those countries together, I don't think the USA has enough talent anymore, especially after KD, Steph, and LeBron retire. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting format to look into, but I think timing wise and just the players we have in the league nowadays, I just don't see them ever playing 100% in that game.
yeah. No, and that's where we almost need to go to. You choose the All Stars play, and then they almost form maybe 3-on-3 teams.
Yeah,
And then you also have like a 1v1 type thing because the thing that like me, you, and a lot of other viewerships is growing up when we were playing basketball, you're going outside, right? You're playing on the
yeah,
basketball hoop on the street. What are you playing to? You're playing 21. You're
yeah,
playing with maybe against one of your buddies, 1v1, or hey, you only got 5, 6 kids in the on the street. You're playing 3-on-3. It would be kind of fun to see them kind of transition the All Star Weekend into something like that because like what you're saying, the All Star game's kind of done. But if you did kind of half court 3-on-3 type thing, incorporate maybe some of the WNBA players into that.
yeah.
Have
No,
them as one of the three, and you have two NBA players, one WNBA player, and then you're also getting more viewership over to the WNBA as well, which is becoming a better product.
yeah, no,
Not
I
better
think
than the
that'd be super
NBA. I'm
cool.
just saying better. They're just
Yeah,
improved.
yeah. I think that'd be super cool to watch. And I think, like you were saying, a 3v3 or a 1v1 just incentivizes the guys to play a little harder. It's like when it's 5-on-5, nobody's really getting singled out, nobody's to blame for the loss. But if it's a 1-on-1 and you lose, you're the reason you lost.
Yep.
So you're going to go out there and you're going to play hard. So I think we just got to find a way to incentivize these guys to play hard. And one thing I saw thrown around was the idea of doing what baseball used to do, where the winner of the All Star game gets home court advantage in the finals. What do you think about doing that? Is that a little too crazy for you?
I think so, like what you said, these players need incentives. They need something to play for. I do not think that's actually crazy. That's a pretty good idea. And then that's how it is, like what you're saying with the 1v1. These players do have so much pride and cockiness that they'll sit up there, they'll huck it from half court in an All Star game because they know we got four other guys. Nobody's gonna pay attention to this. Well, if you lose 11-0 in a 1v1, or you end up getting to those NBA finals and you don't have home court advantage because you lost All-Star game, there's something that you need when people have competitive nature that incentivizes them, okay? I think either one of those ideas would be unbelievable. 1v1, home court advantage, anything like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And one thing I saw, Bill Simmons kind of figured out the whole All Star game doing the finals home court advantage solution, um, having only All Stars from like top five seeds in each conference as well, just so that we don't have guys that are out of the playoffs or the ninth, 10th seed deciding who's getting home court advantage. So I think that's another addition possibly to the solution. Yeah,
I
I
mean, we're
think the
already
NBA just
seeing
needs
that by
to.
not bringing Sabonis in.
Yeah,
Geez, they're
exactly.
already they're already doing that with some players, and then it incentivizes you to win and stuff. Because it seems like they either need to make a decision, choose winning or not choose winning, because you're doing it with some people, but not another person.
Yeah,
And so I think that's a big portion of it. And I can tell you this, if LaMelo Ball was playing this past weekend, there would have been more viewership. Okay. I just know
100%.
that's how it is. So I'm hoping that this week Adam Silver's been meeting with people. I'm hoping there's a lot of talk going on about what to do with this All-Star break because in all the years I've been watching nearly every year for past 20 years that I can remember, and I used to look forward to it every Saturday. You'd get so excited when
Yeah,
that All-Star Saturday would come on. Now it's like a joke. And
yeah.
then same
Now
with
you're kind of
Sunday.
just waiting for it to end almost. It's like this is just, especially Sunday night. Like, that was just hard to watch. There
Yeah.
was just so much filler.
I'm almost
Um,
hating it now because then I have to wait a few days till basketball restarts back up, right? I'm like,
exactly,
like this is
exactly.
like a joke. Now I hate All-Star weekend.
Yeah, it's like you have 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, of like mediocre to bad entertainment, and then you have like 4 or 5 days where the NBA is just off.
Yeah.
Um, but going back to what we were talking about earlier about LeBron sitting out, like obviously I wish he would have played, or if he knew he wasn't going to play, I wish he would have let the NBA know so that they could have got a replacement. But the same thing goes for Giannis and Anthony Edwards. It's like those are two of the biggest names in the sport right now too, and they're both pretty marketable. They're both likable guys who like being in front of the camera, and they both sat out on Sunday. So I think the NBA does need to do a better job of, if you're gonna play, or like if you're an all star, you're gonna play. And if you don't want to play, that's fine. You still get the all star on your pedigree, but we're gonna replace you. Like you don't
Yes.
get to take up a spot and then just not play. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to Sabonis or Norman Powell. It's like these guys are having great years sitting at home while you're just sitting on the bench in an all star jersey. It's like that sucks all around. So I think the
Yeah.
NBA needs to fix that as well.
Yeah, no, I think unless a serious injury were to have happened, if you're said you're going and you actually show up to All Star Weekend, you have to be playing. Okay, that is crazy. That and I get LeBron. He is older. He is that the fact Anthony Edwards and stuff like that sat out is a whole nother issue. I mean that's crazy, but you know that you may or may not. You're deciding on that decision prior, okay? It's not like LeBron woke up that morning and was like, "Yep, I'm done." No, he'd been thinking about it. Well, if you have any thought like that and you know, okay, I'm old, my body I need to push it these last, you know, few months because my team, I don't have many opportunities to make it to the finals again. I need to push it. Then you just say you're sitting out. Let another guy come in.
Exactly.
You know you're on the edge of playing or not. That they just have to be upfront with it.
No, 100%. Especially, it's like LeBron knew he wasn't going to play. It's
Mm-hmm.
like he played in the last game before the All Star break. He's playing tonight, right now. So it's like he's healthy enough to play in the All Star game. He just chose not to. And I'm
Yep.
sure that was the plan all along. So I think part of it is his ego. He wants to be a part of the All Star game. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to be the guy that got replaced. Like he wanted to still be there and be in the picture. So I mean, I get it, but it is just all around a bad thing for the NBA.
Yeah. No, I agree. To finish up here, we are gonna say, go United States of America. Tomorrow's a big day. It's in Boston. Um, Going to the game or what?
Oh, I mean, if somebody wants to donate $500, I'll be there. But no, probably watching at home. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing some USA fans outside after they win. I went outside the other day after Canada won in Boston, and there was a lot of Canadians. So I'm expecting a mixed crowd tomorrow, and it should be a good game. It's gonna be fun.
No, I'm excited, and like we said, make sure you tune in. Every single Wednesday we'll be posting. Thursday morning it'll for sure be up. Make sure to follow our TikTok. TikTok, we got some good content out there. Absolutely awesome. Make sure to come into the comments. We love comments, don't we, Big Dog?
Yes, sir. We
And
love roasting people in the comments.
also always remember Luka Doncic greater than SGA. All right, we'll see y'all next week.